Well, good evening, all. Still redneck. Haven't posted in a while because, one, ain't had time. Two, I figure everybody's tired of hearing what I had to say. Well, what the hell? Here we go again. Let's talk. Let's start off talking about all this so-called politics we got going on here. As people that watch my videos know, I live out here in what I commonly call and fondly call communist California. Where what I'm doing right now, you can't do hardly anywhere except your own house, and if you live in an apartment, you can't do that then. But it's quite okay to smoke weed anywhere you want to. Doesn't make much sense to me. But on that note, as you know, California is run by basically Democrats. Even on our voters handbook that comes out, you get a little two-sentence thing at the bottom of it about if you're a Republican. I mean, that's freedom of expression right there, guaranteed. Finally, to get you elected again. As you know, we have a big homeless problem out here in California. Made worse by the nanny state wanting to give everybody everything for nothing and not worried about where the money comes from. But I heard on one of the news talk shows yesterday something that really kind of torqued my jaws a little bit from a pretty boy governor, Mr. Gavin Newsom. Supposedly, guaranteed I haven't seen it anywhere else, so this is speculation, supposedly says he thinks housing should be able to be prescribed by a doctor. All right, that's all good pie in the sky, utopia, unicorn riding horseshit. But a couple of questions come to mind. All right, so you're gonna go in there and see a doctor. He's gonna write you a script for a house or apartment, whatever. Where are you gonna find one? Who's gonna foot the bill for it? You think the landlords are just gonna say, "Oh, well, you got a medical script? Oh, just move right on in." I don't think so. They've already stopped it to where they don't get to run credit checks on people they rent apartments to or houses to. We already had the big fiasco with the banks and the lending giving loans to people that can't afford it, which caused the big housing meltdown we had a few years ago. So now they're going to try it on a government level. In my opinion, granted, not highly educated, I work for a living. Got no parchment on the wall saying I know this, that, and the other. But if the government wanted to do something about this housing, they could have done it a long time ago, back in the Clinton era when they started closing down all the military bases. They could have designated a lot of those barracks that were still in grand condition. They weren't out of code or anything else, and designated them as housing for the homeless or the poor or the people that needed just a helping hand to get back up on their feet. But did they? No. Instead, they sell them to developers that want to put multi-million-dollar apartments on it when they can get $1.5 million or, for a 3-bedroom apartment up there, or they can get, $2,200 for a studio. I mean, don't take much common sense. But now all that's said and done, now they want to come up with this idea where doctors should be able to write a script to get you an apartment or a house. Granted, there are a lot of people that are homeless. They're doing their damnedest to get off. It isn't due to circumstances beyond their control. They're not junkies. They're not addicts. And they're not bums. There are people that are living in their cars and still working and just trying to make it with their family. My heart goes out to them. But you got this lifetime meth addict going to walk into a doctor's office and say, I'm living on the streets, I need some help. And he's going to write you a script for a 2-bedroom apartment because you say you got a girlfriend, you got kids, and all this stuff. Still, who's going to pay for it? Where's the money going to come from? And where are they going to send them? As I said, I have not got this confirmed by any other sources that I've read, seen, or anything else. I heard it on a talk show. They read it like a news article. I just thought it was up there for humor. But it wouldn't surprise me one bit. I mean, let's take a look at the circus they call the Democratic Party right now. You got Bernie Sanders, a professed socialist, who claims he wants everything to be equal. There should be no billionaires, millionaires, and all this stuff. Well, I got a question for you, that old guy. You proclaim all this happy, everything should be free, blah, blah, blah. Nobody should have more than anybody else. Okay, pal. What about all your houses that you have? Have you given up any of those to any homeless? Have you given your money to the homeless? Or are you just using it to line your own pockets? Then you got Pocahontas, who can't make up her mind who she is. One minute she's Indian, the next minute she's whatever. Then she tries to put out this little commercial thing on YouTube about how she's of the people and having a beer. Well, yeah, I have one too. I don't know how many people are buying that line. Then you got Mayor Pete. He says a lot of good things. Not that I believe a damn one of them. Of course, I am never a Democrat. I happen to think of myself as an independent, but I lean Republican. Did I vote for Trump? Yes, I did. Will I do it again? Yes, I will. And last but not least, you got Michael Bloomberg, the Democratic version of Donald Trump with more money. This clown's been mayor of New York City 3 times. He's also the guy that's tried to control everything about everybody. He doesn't want you drinking sodas. He doesn't want you eating fast food. He wants you to tell you what you do, think, and everything else. And he thinks because he's got all this money, he can buy his way into it. He evidently has already, by the way. And he thinks he's impressing people by having all these Hollywood superstars. I'm in Mike's corner. Yeah, Mike. He can do it. All Mike's worried about is Mike. People talk about Trump's reputation with women, with his jobs, his workers, all that. Now they're starting to take a look at Mike's, and they're not, they're kind of holding their nose saying, yeah, I guess we'll have to support him if he makes the nomination. Personally, I think he's a clown. He has the charisma of a goddamn billy goat. And I don't like him, but that's my own opinion, which I have the right still, even in communist California, to have my own opinion. Well, at least I think I do. Nobody's told me otherwise yet. I haven't been arrested for it, so imagine that's good. But we had this grand impeachment scheme that's been going on since right after Trump got elected. Yeah, they impeached him. They didn't kick him out of office, but they impeached him. And now, due to tweets that he said, you hear Pelosi talking, he needs to be impeached for those comments about his interference with Roger Stone and all this. Pelosi needs to either retire, go back to the old folks' home, or sit back on her laurels and enjoy all that money she has. It's funny how the Democrats supposedly are for the people. how they supposedly want everybody to be equal. But you notice the ones that are saying that have more money than God. And, the other thing that pisses me off, all these Democrats want to talk about taking away our guns, banning the Second Amendment, that we should trust our police. That's fine and dandy. I trust my police. I'll help out the police any chance I get. But you gotta ask yourself a question. How many of these so-called Democrats that keep preaching all this have bodyguards or have concealed carry permits? One prime example of that's Dianne Feinstein. She not only has bodyguards, she also has had a concealed weapons license most of her life. Is she going to give up hers and her bodyguards and trust the local police to protect her? You really believe that's possible? Is Pelosi going to do the same? How about Bloomberg? How about any of them? Any of these Democrats going to give up their private security, their bodyguards, their weapons permits, whatever they have, and trust the local cops of wherever they're at to be at their beck and call to defend them if they have a home invasion or a carjacking or going to the ATM or the grocery store? Are they going to trust the cops to be on time to get there? Ask yourself that. Best case scenario, cops usually 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes away, if not longer. Act of violence to a person takes 3 to 4 seconds. Those seconds matter. Now, I usually go on a rampage, cussing and screaming and all that, but I'm trying to be a better citizen and not do that. But the people in this country need to realize this country was made by men like me, men in uniform. They're willing to stand up for this country and for the rights of all, including the rights of the idiots that want to sit there and supposedly have a peaceful protest while they beat the crap out of the other people that are having a town hall gathering. Yeah, they have the right to protest. They have the right to counter-protest. Your rights end the minute you raise a fist to somebody else. Then it becomes a crime. Unless you're here in California, and then if you're on the Democratic side, that wasn't that was self-defense. Yeah. It's like the city of Berkeley telling the cops to stand down when Ativa was beating up the hell out of those people that were invited to speak at the College of California in Berkeley. I'm just trying to give you all something to think about. We got another, 9 months before the election again. You're going to hear all this rhetoric. We need to ban this. We need to ban that. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. College is going to be free. Medical is going to be free. Everybody's going to live in utopia. The people to believe that ought to go visit a socialist country. Go visit China. Go visit Venezuela. Go visit Cuba. Talk to somebody that's lived there their whole life and got out of there. There's plenty of videos out on YouTube about getting out of there and what goes on there. If that's what you want this country to become, you're looking down the wrong road. I just hope people wake up and realize that. These people going to college are being basically brainwashed to quit thinking for themselves. So, I don't know. The only hope for this country is for people to start thinking for themselves and not parroting what somebody's put in their ear. Look at the facts, research them yourself before you start opening your yap. I try to. That's why I put that disclaimer on that comment about our illustrious Governor Newsom. I don't know if it's true that he said that. I know it was reported on a news talk station. They could have been trying to get viewers, listeners, whatever you want to call it, ratings. That's my rant for today. To all the people that do watch this, I wish you a wonderful day. Support the veterans coming home. Support the ones that have served. Never forget the ones in uniform, because they're the ones standing on the wall for everybody. Even the people that don't appreciate it, or that like to scream at them that they're baby killers. We heard that enough when I came back. So y'all take care. Have a wonderful Saturday night and Sunday. This is the old redneck. If you want to leave a comment, leave one. You want to send me an email, it's redneckrebel1956@gmail.com. I'll be glad to answer them. You have a suggestion for another video that you want comments on, or topic, whatever, send it to me. I'll consider it. And if I do it, I'll give you credit for it. Y'all have a wonderful evening. The old redneck, we're out.